Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world.
Hello, everybody.
My name is the Jacob, the Alexander, the Plick III. Long may I reign. Anyway,
let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. I'm still hurting.
I mean, you know, where is he? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. It doesn't matter. Anyway, welcome everyone to episode 20. 20? What? Anyway.
You said it.
I did. And then if I add it 3 times in a row, it's like 16. But we'll get there one day eventually.
Yes.
2.
And pseudo-dragons.
And pseudo-dragons.
Actually, like
all the pseudo-dragons.
And dragon wormlings.
And giant wormlings. And your mom.
Wow.
Maddie, they can't hear you, right? Or is that just that was just for us? So just so y'all know, Maddie said your mom. So again, very excited to be here with all of you. So as you can see, Maddie is currently a black box. Incognito. So that's because Maddie isn't feeling well right now. So F's in the chat for Maddie, and hearts and get well soons, etc. And so if he is going to become available as Rilo, that happened at a dramatically appropriate time that Maddie deems so. I'm looking forward to some sort of surprise motherfucker action. So it will always be in the back of my mind throughout the entire game. So we'll see how it goes. But Maddie's not the only one that plays in this game. Isn't that right, Jess?
Are we sure?
I mean,
I don't know what to do.
Man, like if only like we had the ability, like I would just have like a Maddie like thing to like hold up, like we are all Maddie. It's like this big cult.
Oh my god,
that would be hilarious.
I will make plans, and ironically, Maddie will probably be the one that makes it. Anyway, Jess, say hello to the people and who are you playing?
Yeah. Hi, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I'm Jess. I'm FreckleSketches everywhere. I'm playing Zakria as usual, our leader, our fearless Fire Genasi paladin leader.
And mom.
And
mom.
And did you know that she's the leader?
Confirmed by Rilo.
Confirmed by Rilo.
Totally
Confirmed mom.
Leader.
Confirmed mom. Good lord. Anyway, Fenway.
Hi, my name is Fenway, also known as Fenway the Teen DM on Twitter, and I am playing Warskreet, the lovable and now telepathic Aarakocra monk.
Decisions were made. Anyway,
your decisions were made.
Yes, indeed. Feats are fun, especially when you split them in half. No regrets, literally at all. Love it. Chris.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Chris. I'll be playing myself as Satur Thunderfinder, the half-orc barbarian. Well, I guess he's a sea barbarian, but we've also been lightly commenting as he's the local lightning rod. We'll see if he's continuing to be the lightning rod tonight. But hi everybody, have a great time. Enjoy.
Have a great time. Enjoy. Oh man, we have some chaotic energy in here tonight. And last but certainly not least, maybe always. Nope. The man who walks out of many doors, Jeremy.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeremy. Better known as Devin Perrette in this game. Everybody said emo Zakria's least favorite person at the moment. Human, rogue, newly found warlock, and servant of the Raven Queen.
Indeed. Now with anime hair.
Yeah, now with anime hair.
Or as I like to say, anime opening wind, as I like to say. I'm showing my age. Anime Jesus.
Jesus.
Indeed. So, without further ado, let us dive right back in. So, after Rilo zoomed downstairs to meet this kobold, black and gold kobold known as Bing, the rest of the Peacekeepers taking a moment to have a quick check-in discussion, of which there have been many of those lately, with a few of the others, eventually being greeted by this robe-wearing kobold. Actually, I meant to say black and bronze. That was there to deliver the sending stone, as the Peacekeepers unfortunately had to decline the invitation to Thyreus's ball. But after much prodding of Zakria by Rilo, by Warskreet, by Devin, and Satir, seemingly neutral, eventually everything was flipped, and now they have decided to attend. Zakria storming off into the afternoon. Devin, a short while later, decided to follow. Shortly after this,
For a while, like 30 seconds.
I know, right? Dave, Rilo's patron, appeared, asking Wur and Rilo to pick a card from this. I can actually show it this time because I didn't have it. This from a 13 deck of cards, 13 I should say, cards in the deck. Rilo got this card and suddenly disappeared.
Yep.
But Warskreet got this card, receiving a wish. The perfect character in which to receive such wish. Rilo, seemingly on this, at the time, one-way trip to hell, as this entity that gathered him identified himself simply as the Collector, who some may know as the former patron of one Peacekeeper Horus, a former party member. Then, of course, while all this is happening, unbeknownst to Zakria and Devin, who, once again, shortly after having, or seemingly getting on the same page, went a level deeper in their disagreement, I would argue, and continued to try to find some sort of compromise. All while Devin, separate from this, meeting a down-on-his-luck, gaunt-looking furbolg with kids named Preston, giving him 50 gold. Shortly thereafter, reaching out via physical pain to the Raven Queen, receiving much of the same message. All while Dave, reaching out to Rilo, realizing the mistake that he made, decided to helpfully resolve it via a interesting artifact, this amulet that allowed Rilo to suddenly plane shift away from the clutches of the Collector. And now we begin where we started, back at the Brass Tacks Tavern and Inn. An eventful afternoon that was had, but also lots of food. All while the dragon situation that was set to be the highest of anxiety for the Peacekeepers, suddenly, with one wish, seemingly resolved. At least for now. So, my Peacekeepers, it is still around the 5 or 6-ish evening, and you have a meeting with Bradshaw at about 11 o'clock. So, what is it that you would all like to do?
Zakria, we're still at the Brass Tacks, but Zakria's still feeling like she's on edge still recovering from the sudden loss of Rilo, and then the sudden loss of the quote dragon problem. Just she's not fully come down from that wild roller coaster of emotions. So she's gonna look to the barkeep. Oh my goodness, I should have that written down. What is her name? What is their name?
Which person?
The barkeep of the Brass Tacks, the current barkeep. That's not it's not Colton.
Ah, yes. That would be Darby.
Yes,
Darby.
Darby.
Yeah, the one that you keep forgetting the name of.
Yes, literally always. I don't know why. I even have it written down in my notes too. She's probably mad at me. Anyway.
Yes. So Zakaria's gonna hail down Darby and go,
Okay.
Is there
Yes, dear.
a training grounds, fight pit, something, gym? I don't know. Somewhere to spar.
Now, personally, I have not run into one, but I think I know who might know. She points behind you, and she points at the table of half-orcs that were the denizens of the near riot earlier this afternoon. Perhaps you all could get closer acquainted, and perhaps maybe they could help you out with that.
That would be a delight. Thank you. I'll do so. Zakaria's gonna promptly turn back around and walk over to them.
Cool. So they're, kind of see you coming, and one sort of it's kind of at the sort of the edge, like almost the edge from this perspective, but the sort of the head of the table from another perspective, as this particularly buff, fairly tall half orc, sitting down just from the top half of him that you can see. He's got a like a kind of a cross looking scar above his left eye, and then sort of finishes like over near the nose, and has two of those large tusks kind of coming out. Yeah, lass. We've been seeing you hanging around, so what grants us this audience?
Hail. I mentioned for a fight. Got some
That's so.
Got some stressors. I hear tell you guys would have some intel on where I could let off some steam.
We may. You consider yourself particularly talented in the art of the fisticuff?
Those who boast never really are.
I know you stand with a few folk. What about the others?
I haven't asked them. I'm sure if I invited them, they might not be, as long as it didn't take all night, they might not be opposed.
All right, well, let's say that maybe we might be interested in entertaining you and maybe the others. You gotta get in first. And to get in, you gotta show your talents. So, if you're interested, and he kind of scribbles like a small note, hands it to you. Where is what languages do you know?
Common, Primordial, Sylvan, and she doesn't know she knows Celestial.
That's interesting, because the word spelled out is Siaklum. SIACKTLENM. What you can tell in Celestial is the word fight. Head to the Po district, and about 7:00.
7.
Indeed.
Appreciate it.
Look for a circular door. There's only one in that area. Knock on it 3 times and say that out loud. But come prepared. You and your friends, if they decide to join you, will be put to the test.
Understood.
Assuming you survive, you have a new place to train.
All right. Shouldn't take long, right? We do have other appointments.
I think that all depends on your success or failure rate and how fast either one comes.
Fair enough. You have my thanks.
Good luck.
Likewise. So, taking the little card, she's going to return to wherever the group is sat. And just
Hey.
Y'all
ruminate.
were
I think
still
we're still in
upstairs.
the room. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all were still upstairs.
Okay, so she's just gonna head back upstairs.
Yep. So, Devin, Satir, where? Ronnie.
I was gonna say I'm still fascinated with the bag that I have no bottom in, and playing with it, throwing things in, and watching it disappear, and then trying to figure out how to get it back out.
Sure.
So I'm fascinated with it while everyone else is doing whatever you guys are doing.
So Word wants to try and like fashion something like a scarf that Ronnie can hide underneath so that it doesn't look like she has a dragon around her neck, because she like is only wearing like a sweater vest, really. Because she's a bird and she doesn't really need many other clothing because she's a monk.
Sure.
And so she's gonna try and like fashion like a hipster scarf for Ronnie to hide underneath. And she definitely wants to go to this club.
Devin?
Devin really not thinking, because the original intent was he was trying to get Rilo alone so he could find out more information about the collector. And then everybody's like, oh, I want a sandwich. So Devin's kind of frustrated right now. So while Wur is fashioning her scarf and Satora is fascinated with his bag, and Rilo is doing what he's doing, Devin not even thinking, he doesn't even put his armor back on, he's still shirtless. Starts out the door, probably passes Zakaria.
Sure.
Doesn't make eye contact.
Okay. Where did you want to do
Starts
something?
downstairs. He's going to actually go for a walk.
Okay.
He doesn't take his weapons either.
Okay. Oops. Where were you wanting to do something when you see Devin start to storm out?
Me?
Yep. Are you?
Oh yeah, that was her reaction. She was just gonna be like, okay. Because she really doesn't know what to think of him right now.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, because he's not acting like himself.
No,
So she's
like
probably shut. She wants to reach out, but she's like, I don't know.
I'm so confused.
Sure. Yep. So yeah, so you rushing out, Skria and Devin, the meeting of the minds temporarily.
Oh, Zakaria is not even going to acknowledge him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He sees her and he immediately looks to the side. He's not going to make eye contact.
Just look right through him.
Cool. Okay. And door opens, Zakaria. And what you all hear is Rilo was sort of petting Pepper and almost didn't realize that they were up against a pillow, and you just hear this soft snore.
Oh.
Well, that's reasonable. I've had a big day. Anyway, if I had even the most littlest modicum of power to sleep, I'd probably join him. Unfortunately, I've got some stress to deal with. And Zakaria holds up the card that the half-orcs gave her.
Yeah.
Is it here? As I drop an axe, or one of my little axes into the bag. Thunk. Wait, what you got there?
I was looking for a fight pit. Haven't really had a chance to stretch for a while. The invitation's open to all of us. We have to pass a test to get in, to train, but I don't know, could be fun. They said to go. She's gonna pass Satur the note, probably not realizing that it's in Celestial.
Mm-hmm.
Is it here? That's gibberish. I
No,
don't
it
know
says
what that
fight.
says. Not in any language I know.
Anyway, there's a fight club somewhere. 7 p.m. round door, Po District. Could be fun.
I reach into the bag to try to get the card out. Oh yeah, it's a card. Hi, I think I figured it out.
Do you have to shout for it every time?
I don't know.
It'd be
Let me try
awful
to think.
inconvenient.
It would be. What else did I put in there? Let me think. And I just think about one of my hand axes to try to bring out a hand axe.
Ting.
I just have to think about it and it comes out. That's very convenient.
We could have used that a while ago.
We could have. But now we got it now, so let's unburden maybe? Do we want to store more things in here?
I like keeping my things on me,
Okay.
just in case. Well, we could probably store the salt rock and the
Right.
wax.
Yeah, we could store up to quite a bit from what I understand from what I got from it before. Seems to be about 80 pounds of stuff ish
All
in
right,
the big pouch.
it's fair enough. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you.
Okay. I'm still gonna have fun with it right now.
So you guys want to do a fight pit?
Do we know how long or how far away it is? We still have the that little friend of ours that we're going to
Right. They said at
Twist.
7. I don't know how long it'll take. I might just have to go. I don't know. Outskirts of the
Fenway.
city and. Outskirts of the city, maybe beat up a tree. I don't know. If it means that we're going to miss our appointment, I'd rather not compromise that. But it's
do we
tonight.
want to even do we even want to have this meeting in general? I was going to use it as a way to give us a secondary way in or a potential way to maybe rile some people to help our cause of bringing down the barrier.
Well, if we make appointments, we should keep them. We don't want to be unreliable.
Where do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I have plenty of thoughts, most of which are probably not helpful. I really think that this fight club could be a lot of fun.
I agree. It could be a lot of fun, but I definitely don't want you going alone into here. I think that would be a horrible idea.
I'll go with her.
We can have a girls' night.
That would work. I mean, that fits with our buddy system.
Fits with the buddy system, and you get to keep your appointment. I'm not much for stealth anyway, so long as you think you can talk them down from, I don't know, maybe sway them the right way without so many intimidation tactics, as that didn't work last time.
I mean, if it gets too far out of it, I could just make sure he disappears.
Well, we don't need to be killing anybody for no reason again.
I'm just saying I have this new sack.
Do we know if anybody can survive in there?
I don't know. And if it becomes a problem, we don't really care, do we?
Well, yeah, there's still a person. They're a way in.
But if it comes a chance where it's going to be either he helps or he's going to, what would Devin say, cause a problem for us later, we shoot them in the knee. So then we need a way to make him go away. This would be a good way to make them go away.
Devin will do what they want. I really don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. My hope, though, is that it doesn't go that way. I don't want to go that way. But I'm not going to let the little guy disappear again if he's going to rat us out in our thoughts of taking down the barrier.
Fair. I trust your judgment. I'll make that clear.
I appreciate that.
Well,
we have a few hours before you're going to go on your little girls' night. Is there anything that you need before you go?
Well, Wur and I should probably scout out the Pod District and see if we can at least find the place so we know where to go. So...
Should we all go and at least find out where you're going, in case there's something goes wrong? I know where you are, at least, correct?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
I was going to leave Melora with you guys as well. You're meeting in the stables. So long as Melora's relatively close, I think about a mile near me, she can at least relay what's going on. So push comes to shove, if you ask Melora to grab me, she can at least tell me I need to get the hell to you.
Oh, okay. I mean, that sounds fair.
She's an impressive lizard, so...
The more I hear about her from you, the more I feel comfortable around her.
Good.
So let's go scout around a little bit. Maybe we could find a few shops for our little thing tomorrow in the
party.
evening.
Yes. I've what I need. If anything, we might need a bath with this rain. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh wait, Rylo's got prestidigitation. We might be fine.
How hard is it storming outside?
You kind of take a moment in the quiet to listen, and there's this soft pitter patter, and you look outside, and it seems to be pretty consistent, but fairly, medium.
Medium rain?
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning too?
Weirdly, from your perspective, no.
Okay.
It was earlier though.
Well, at least I don't have to worry too much about being hit by lightning again.
So far.
At least there's no lightning for the storm.
So far.
Shh.
I'm gonna knock on the wood.
We might have to rename you Found Thunder instead of Thunder Finder.
I'm a little leery about it, but there's a chance I might be lightning rod if the right things are going. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. But yeah, I think a little walk in the rain would do us all some good. I think that's where our good friend Devin has gone too, I believe.
Speaking of that, Devin. Shirtless. Where are you headed? Downstairs?
Devin goes downstairs. He doesn't pay attention to anyone. He's like, even if anybody says anything to him, he doesn't even realize that he hasn't put his armor back on. And he heads out into the rain. And as the rain kind of starts hitting him, he tries to remember where he saw the furball at. It's going to make his way back toward him.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a little bit of time since you've been out there where he was. But he is still there, gaunt, kind of bluish skin with this scraggly kind of red beard. You kind of see when you kind of turn the corner, he looks like he's kind of packing up.
Did he tell me his name? I can't remember whether he told me.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Which is why I put it in thingy. Preston. So Preston, kind of hearing the noise of your pitter patter. Oh, hey. Goodness, I was actually just coming to look for you.
For me?
Yeah. Just more thanks. I was going to see if maybe I could use some of this to treat you out to a dinner somewhere. I'm gonna go clothes shopping. And like he's he says that, and like he has this like fairly toothy smile, like it's all like it's almost like cheese yellow. It's really gross, but he's sincere, and I'm gonna buy the kids some new clothes, and I know you said pay it forward, but this is a lot. I wanted to see if there's something I could do for you too.
Actually, that's why I was looking for you. I had a couple of questions. As you know, I'm not from here.
Sure, anything.
First off, could you suggest somewhere to get some nice flowers and some candy? Kind of upset someone, and my sister always told me that when you messed up with someone that you really care about. And Devin's clearly very uncomfortable talking to a stranger about his feelings.
Yeah. I actually think that's something maybe I can help out with myself. And he takes his right hand and then kind of just does like a motion, and you see a large bouquet. You just let me know what color. I typically when I'm not out here, I try to get a few gigs doing this whole thing. And
like fire. She's like really fiery and passionate.
Oh, yeah, sure. And like there's like the collection of like it's like tulips and like sunflowers, but waves his hand, and there are these like where like these roses where like the bottom of the petal is like the bottom of like what a fire would look like, and it like starts with blue and begins to manifest into yellow, into red, and like the outer end like has like a little like perforation on top, kind of resembling the sort of fingers of the top of flyers. I can definitely help with that. Yeah,
definitely. Those look. And could you suggest an armorsmith, someone who deals in leather? I would much rather give to the people of the Po district than the well-to-do merchants in the richer district.
Oh well, there isn't a. If I had to pick, I'd probably go with where is this name? Did I? Yeah, there's actually the sign, that the large like tower shield sign that you'll see in the just right in the middle, off to the right, and he actually takes about 15% of everything that he earns and sort of tries to spread the wealth a little bit in the poor districts. So that would probably be my recommendation. He doesn't like to say that out loud because he doesn't want any sort of, attention. But yeah, that's what I would do.
One last thing, and this is probably going to be
Anything. I owe you like everything.
You don't owe me anything. Like I said, just remember to pay it forward.
Yeah.
And take care of your family because family is important.
Yeah.
You don't always see eye to eye. Sometimes you make unfitting decisions, but they're still your family. They're all you have sometimes.
Tell that to my ex-wife.
Do you know of anyone who, and he's looking for the words. Do you know anyone who can speak with the dead? Like long dead.
You speak with who?
The dead.
Like there's a just hold on.
Like a medium, I believe they're called, or a shaman.
Yeah. No, but I'll ask around.
I like I said, I know it's odd. I just need to talk to someone who hasn't been around for a while. Really needs some counsel.
Yeah, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Was this someone family too?
She was the best part of me. She made me a better person.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you all. I will take the kids, get them fed, get them clothes, and thank you for all your help.
Devin, right?
Yes.
Thanks, Devin.
And with that, Devin's going to turn and head toward the shop with the tower shield.
Okay. Yeah, this is the same shop that Satura and Zachary and Rilo were at early on in the day. So no worries. Yeah, it's like this, like kind of, it's a fairly small shop where, and you can even hear like just the clinking and clanging. And you actually see kind of on the, as you kind of, I'm assuming you walk in, you on the left-hand side, some very familiar billet pieces, and as well as large mangled on-keg pieces as well. Not the whole thing, but some. And where
Is there any of the Bahir in there?
I don't think y'all left the Bahir with him. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. I think all we salvaged was meat from the Bahir.
Yeah.
So
So I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's just a small kind of halfling, just kind of clanging and banging. Kind of looks up. Oh, hello.
Sorry to trouble you. I was
no trouble at all.
wanting
Always happy for
to
more business.
inquire about having some leather armor made.
Oh, yes, of course. Any particular style and persuasion?
I tend to go on the darker side, but I kind of want to go lighter on the breast piece, maybe a brown.
Okay.
A little bit of red on the lower half. Definitely a place to fasten a cloak.
Oh, sure. And you gotta see him kind of like scribbling out some notes. And any particular magical enchantment?
Do you have anything that can make someone a bit more either stealthy or quiet, or maybe a slight increase in protection?
Oh, interesting. Yes. Can add a glamour to it. Give you that additional sort of oomph to it. Between that and home materials, that would typically run us about 2,000 gold.
I will have it for you.
All right, sure. Matter of fact, I actually have one already. If you have the coin.
He'll reach into his hidden stipend fund that he's been saving, and he will count out the exact amount.
Okay.
Which will put him at what he collectively has shown.
Sure. And this is a glamour sort of leather. All that color and style, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So you can add that to your inventory when you would like. Okay. All right. Well, kind of sets it up in front. You could certainly use it. It's being you're missing a bit. Did you lose some in a fight?
Not a gambling problem.
Okay. Well, I hope you get that looked at. You can't really buy stuff from me if you have a gambling problem, so that affects both of us.
This is true. I will make sure to spread the word that you're a very just man and have good deals.
Hey, happy to do it.
Devin kind of smiles, and he realizes for the first time that he's left that he wasn't wearing his armor. And just into the air, he's like, I really wish you were here, Squirt. And picks up the armor and kind of tucks it under his arm and heads back out into the street and just starts kind of wandering.
Toodaloo. And the clang continues as you make your way out into the early evening. Pitter patter of rain still. You're probably glistening, so that's whatever that's worth to you. So, where are you headed?
He's going to walk around. He's going to kind of survey Potown. He wants to look at the people, and as he's kind of walking around, and he sees the blights and the troubles that they're going through and how they're suffering. He again just kind of into the air. We could make a difference here.
Sure. So, since that's essentially what everyone's doing, I'd love for everyone to give me an investigation check. And I will do, while you're doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, we will switch to that.
Fourteen.
Okay. So, everybody else?
15 total.
Ooh.
I have a 7.
Ooh. Okay.
I have an 8.
8. Cool. So, there's initially like what impacted you when you first got to Okeechobee was the sort of the smell of dirt that seems to have escalated into something a bit sharper as the dirt roads of the poor district have now morphed into mud, and there's like galashing and trudging along with several people, and there are some families similar to Preston that are running into issues, but one thing that you do, anyone that got above about a 12, begin to hear the sound of shouting. Weird that it stopped, but anyway, yeah, the sounds of just like shouting, and it doesn't sound like audible from like a voice like perspective, but it sounds like the sound of like angry cheering, and you kind of, and all of you, even from separate vantage points, as Devin, you're kind of coming from the south to the north, and everybody else is sort of doing the exact opposite, but cutting both towards the east to get into the Po district. There is this large line of people. The protesters that you saw earlier in the afternoon, earlier there were 12 or 13. We're starting to gain in numbers, 35, 40, and you actually begin to see that they're beginning to press up against these guards who are just kind of like taking their spears and kind of trying to poke back for folks to stay back, and their shields are kind of like up underneath, and you actually do see like the screams are because of the fact that people are getting poked with spears.
The
So-
important things.
What's this? You said anybody above a 12 could hear that, or is it like, are we all listening to this now?
Yeah, well, if anyone called attention to it.
Okay. So Zakria will for sure.
Mhm.
She's like, she's at first turned on for the door, but if there's screaming, if there's a free fight somewhere, she's immediately gonna like stop, try to like discern a direction, pinpointing it before. Do you guys hear that?
Hey, hear what?
They're screaming.
Screaming. Oh, hey.
Might be the ruckus I was looking for. And Zakria is going to start heading in that direction.
Okay, sure.
I thought I was the one of the temporary. Hey, here, wait up, and I'll follow after.
Work.
I'm definitely following after.
Great. Devin.
Devin hears the ruckus and he sees like the commotion going on, and he goes to throw his cloak on.
Yeah.
To get like stealthy and realizes
She doesn't have a cloak.
and he
Yeah.
throws the new armor on.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You have any weaponry on you?
Just spells.
Okay, cool. So yeah, as you all get slightly closer, and you begin just hearing this like the slamming of bodies up against shields and spears, and you actually begin to see the ground itself is beginning to crimson by just a little, and you hear from you actually hear this like loud voice coming from somewhere in the southwest. Stop this madness! Stop it right now! And you actually see this very tall green bugbear, slick back, black hair, probably because of the rain, wearing kind of green and gold robes, and has a large like not spear, but like a kind of a buckler, like almost like a bracer on one hand, and actually has this like large like left hand, where it was a hand, is this like large club, stop this violence. Separation is for safety and safety alone. And you just hear like this like the chattering kind of in response to this person, and you just kind of hear like a couple of voices like, "Oh, is that right, man? You finally came out of your ivory tower. Is that right? He's hiding behind the brass tacks. Fucking bullshit." And like and you just hear like the collection of just like spit in his general direction. Look, if there was another way, happy to hear it out, but really, I would prefer not to get physically involved. Enough blood has been shed about this.
No blood?
Can't do much.
Zakaria's gonna call out.
And like, like, kind of spins around to look towards you. I'm not referring to. It's not no blood. It's I see the situation.
Poorly worded. There's plenty of blood here.
Yes, I understand that. But until we have resources from the capital to help assist with this is the stalemate that we find ourselves in.
Well, I don't see a stalemate here. I see plenty of resources beyond the barrier and none being provided to the people of this district.
And thus, that's where the capital should be coming in, but the funds have not.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if you're open for dialogue, I'd like to have a word.
You can
Your
convince
words.
these people to stop injuring themselves on the ends of spears. That would be most helpful.
If you can convince your people to at least put the spears down, they wouldn't injure themselves.
Make a persuasion check.
Satura
Ooh.
will fade through the crowd a little bit, so he's not quite on the point of everything to hear what the crowd is mumbling.
That was almost a 9. It's a 19 on the die, plus 7.
Yeah. While you're doing that, Devin, where are you in this conversation? And where as well?
Devin's kind of sticking to the shadows. He's watching his friends.
Okay, sure.
It's a 26 total.
26 total. All right. Everyone just 3 steps back each. It's enough blood has been shed. You actually see some folks that are, as they're backing up, like their kind of hands are covering up these spear wounds.
Zakaria's gonna just kind of like jam her halberd into the ground twice, just to call the attention of the people.
Sure.
We're the peacekeepers. We're here to make peace.
There's and especially Usatir, there's like a sort of the murmur. The murmur, it was one of anger and frustration, as well as just, we're not going anywhere until we have answers. And that's kind of the collection of thoughts that you hear. And then peacekeepers, I've heard of, peacekeepers. Yeah. And, it's just some acknowledgement of sort of what's going on.
Does anyone look particularly like they're going to try and oppose us making peace?
Make an insight check.
That would be a 17.
17. Initially, at least at this point, it doesn't seem to be. You get the sense that this was a very united front. And as you kind of gather and you see people like as they're kind of grabbing their wounds, there's this like, no one seems to be scared. There's almost like a hint of pride. Like almost like one of like sacrifice that like something's hopefully happening finally.
Okay.
Right.
War is just going to stand directly next to Zakaria. And like, if anybody tries to oppose her, get ready to like squawk at them.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. That sounds wonderful. So as you sort of the 30 or 35 people begin to back up and almost into Usatir as well.
I'm paying more attention to the guards and seeing if anyone is
and they're like, there's less murmurment from there. It's one of just like quiet, almost like, I don't know the words tolerance, but just focus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Happy to have an audience with the peacekeepers of Duval, I believe.
Peacekeepers generally.
Oh, well.
If we're going to keep peace, we can't have, too broad of an allegiance.
Well, why don't you follow me to my office then?
Certainly. Before Zakria starts to follow, she's going to look to the crowd and go, is there a leader here I can speak to briefly?
No. We are one. We are the conglomerate.
What do you want besides the barrier coming down? What are your goals to make peace?
Simple. Equality.
Equality.
The idea that we could, if we do work hard, we could make something happen for ourselves. Not hit into brick walls or barriers. There's it's kind of coming from a few different people, and they're just like, yeah.
Who's the? Well, Zakria's just going to ask them directly. And your name?
I don't have their names up, so we're gonna.
Let the goblin.
Right. And like, there's a few folks. Most of them are. There's a collection of, races that are well represented. There's actually a few human, some dwarven folk, some lizard folk. You actually look around, and a few tabaxi. There's one in particular that raises a hand, and it's someone that you recognize from a visit of Pi a little earlier.
Oh.
Her matted fur now not quite so dirty with the in the rain, and there's just like you kind of even cutting through the crowd. There's kind of a nod of like satisfaction, and the elf introduces himself as Kelvon. Fairly tall, hazel eyes, kind of very like shortcut, like almost like a buzz cut. Very un-elven, but
All right. Well, we'll do what we can. The main goal, the starting goal, because everything takes time, will be to break down this barrier.
It's kind of a quiet nod, and no one's like dispersing. They're just you kind of look down, and like over the like where the blood was spilt and the dirt and the muck are all these like all the signs. And Kelvon actually says, these are going to stay here as a representation of the conversation that will be started today.
I will not ask you to disperse.
We are not.
Good.
I now stand here and protect those that need to be protected on both sides of this discussion. And Mary and Sue will slip out, and I will stand with axe in between,
Okay.
as a person, literally like a being between the two forces.
Yeah, and one of the guards, this kind of like small dwarf, kind of jet black hair, kind of speaks up. And hey, we're just out here doing our jobs, man. It's nothing personal.
We've no quarrel against you.
We are a third party. Has no harms against any. I'm here to make sure of that.
We've got no sides. We want peace and equality.
Do we?
Then we are in alignment.
And let me pull up 1 sec.
I'm about half blue, by the way, Jacob.
Sign of things to come. Maybe no.
Yes.
Don't tease.
I always tease.
It all depends on what happens. The dice control that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yikes.
So, now come follow me.
Hence the blue die.
So he kind of spins around, getting into step with you, Zakria. I suppose thanks is in order. I appreciate the assist, even though I know it probably looked like I was, against this, whatever you would call this, revolt. But I'm not. Graham, by the way.
Graham.
Yep. Mayor of Okeechobee.
Ah, I've been meaning to speak with you.
Well, here I am. And kind of motions up, and you kind of go behind the brass tacks inn, and there doesn't look to be any sort of way up to this. As you look up on the third floor, there seems to be like a window in this large, like out sort of like 3 or 4 roomed building. And you kind of see him just wave his left hand and then kind of press it forward, and you hear this and this like set of stairs begins to climb up into connecting to the third floor. Well, welcome to my office. And he heads upstairs.
All right. Zakria's just gonna follow after.
And kind of comes in, opens the door, and you see through the door. It looks like this like off-white door with a small window in it, and it opens, and you see the outline of this large yellow-skinned humanoid. And you kind of, as you look closer, it looks to be some sort of an ogre. And hey boss, is everything okay? No, but move aside. He does, and pushes in. They're with me. Don't mind them.
Apologies for his behavior.
It's, it comes with the territory.
It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't. You're right. But this is what happens when the capital pays for a halfway barrier because taxpayers.
The capital pays for it.
Yes. We're not an independent city. We are a town, after all.
Well, the capital's down for a riot too, then. I'd be pretty pissed off myself if I lived here.
Yes. And if I do say so myself, it's been a long time coming. This is why I have these security measures.
Interesting. I'm going to warn you because I'd like this to be a fair meeting. But frankly, I can't trust a word you say. So I'm going to cast Zone of Truth, and I very much hope that you will be very straightforward with me.
Oh. All right. Well, I don't know if that's...
I'd like to just remain transparent on all sides.
I don't know if that's really warranted. But as you...
Yep,
as you do, sure.
She's not really asking, just warning.
No. Wisdom save, right?
Yes, they have to be a charisma save of 15.
Charisma save. Okay. Graham fails.
Good.
Well. Anyway, as I mentioned, this barrier is actually not very old. It's been about 5-6 years now. shortly after a particularly close incursion or battle between the Duvalian Empire and the Commonwealth of Lobra, which I'm sure you're quite aware of, being on one particular side of that situation.
Then yes, go on.
And he kind of like sits down and like puts on these glasses, and you kind of hear like the grumble of the ogre behind. And oh my god, why is this failing? Hold on. Freaking.
It's a 15-foot circle, so if the ogre's within that circle, they might have to make a charisma roll too.
Ooh, that's a good, yeah. So he's just like smug, just, you know what, just step outside. He just leads into the door, closes it. But being that it was already cast, weirdly enough, he succeeds. He rolled a 19.
Mom will remember this.
I know, right? Mom will remember this indeed. Right. So, it might be quicker for you to just simply ask your questions, I suppose.
So the capital's paying for the barrier.
Yes.
Can I have you say the full sentence?
The capital is paying for the barrier.
And how do you feel about the barrier?
There's like a sigh, particularly nonplussed. I understand the reasoning, but it's not the people of the Po District that the rich should be concerned about, I would argue. I think it's a bit of a step in the wrong direction, but it's a bit above my pay grade, and so I simply have this mountain of complaints and opens a drawer and spills out all these letters. It just, you know, not much I can do. But forward along the message. These are the ones that I haven't sent yet. I can't think of the thousands that I've sent before.
So what is your duty here as mayor then, if it's not to speak for these people, it's to speak for the unjustness?
It's a great question.
Is it just a decoration?
A figurehead. Though, since we're being honest, I definitely don't like that.
Doesn't seem like you should. So, who signs the paperwork to keep this barrier going?
Oh, well, that would be the 6. Well, now the 7.
7. And they're in the capital.
Yeah. Absolutely. The now 7 heads of state.
So.
That supposedly speak as one.
If this barrier doesn't come down within the next week or so, it will be worse.
Well, considering the violent display that we saw today, definitely escalating from protesting to physicality, I can't say I wouldn't disagree. Why do you think I tried to get involved? He kind of like raises the club. Even though I recognize that this was more of a threat, I didn't really think about that at the time. But it's my hand, so what can I do?
From an outsider's perspective, you seem the perpetrator, to be quite honest.
Yes, I'm quite surprised that I haven't been assassinated by now.
I just want to make that clear, that you're not doing any of these folks any favors.
Tell me, if you wouldn't mind, tell me something that I don't already know.
I'm glad we're on the
like
same
at this
page.
point he's getting like deeper and deeper and more curt.
Good. I'm glad. That means he's getting comfortable. Okay, so in that case, you're writing letter after letter. You're talking to the Capitol. You're doing what you can from that side of the table.
They don't
What about
care. They don't give a shit. They just
nobody
want the
gives a
money.
shit? Okay, but what if you went down there to speak to these rioters, to explain that?
And then my office is set aflame. My family is killed. Sounds like a wonderful idea.
I feel like you just need a good mediator to at least discuss, hey, I don't like this stupid fucking barrier either. I'm not for it. You're not for it. I can't do anything about it because of these people. Sit tight while we fix it together.
Yeah, that was actually a speech that I gave about a year ago. As you can see, it went quite well.
A speech, yes. I'm not talking about a speech. I'm talking about sitting at a table, bringing yourself to the level of these people. Talk to them like people, not like they're citizens.
Oh, I have. I have empathy.
Have you tried just getting rid of the barrier?
Well, that would be if I wanted to start an insurrection, perhaps.
Against the
Think about it.
Capitol.
What happens? Let's say I go ahead and dismiss the barrier. You already saw what the 30 people did as a demonstration. Imagine what happens when the thousands of people, the minute that they know that that barrier is down, all the people that they hate available, what do you expect happens next? Well, I don't agree that why the barrier is here. Now that it is, it's a smart decision. You can't seriously tell me that I lower the barrier and all of you go out and say, everything's fine, no problem, and everyone's like, yes, super agree with you.
Wait. You have the power to lower the barrier?
No.
He's not lying.
It requires the will of this, at the time, the Six, and well, he just shuts up.
Why are there 7 now?
Someone new has joined, I suppose.
Who did they add?
Well, that's just it. That's the secret behind the Six. They speak as one. No one knows their real names.
Zakria, let's go find out.
I like that idea. We're gonna get rid of the barrier. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Because unfortunately, what it sounds like is that there is an inequality in tax paying right now. Everybody in the rich district is not paying as many taxes as they should, and the Po is being overtaxed.
I don't know if that's particularly true.
Can you prove it?
From what I understand, it's a percentage.
Well, the percent is
course.
unbalanced.
You're a percentage.
It got like takes his glasses off, tosses them on the.
As someone who's run a prison, I know how to do my books. It's unbalanced.
15% is definitely means. I don't disagree that 15% means something different between the two districts.
Means a lot different. We're gonna take care of this. I'm gonna do my damnedest to at least talk the rioters down. But it can't come from you because they don't like you, they hate you. Frankly, I can see why. You don't seem very personable. No offense.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
You're doing what you can from an office. That doesn't seem like you're doing what you can, but that's my opinion.
Like, kind of just like sits back for a second, let that verbal assault kind of hit him.
Again, it's my opinion. It could be wrong. I've not been here for long enough.
You and my wife would get along wonderfully.
Well, I'm glad somebody likes you. I'm gonna go take care of this barrier problem.
I wouldn't even go so far as to say that quite, but sure.
Now,
I didn't ask for this though.
you didn't.
No.
You were installed.
Yes.
Can you uninstall yourself?
Oh, I've threatened to resign more times than I care to say.
Threatening doesn't mean anything if there's no action behind the words. Usually when I threaten somebody, I mean it, and her eyes glow for a hot second.
Make an intimidation check. At advantage.
Hey.
Is that because we're nodding wildly?
That's a natural 20.
Most one zone of truth, two the absolute verbal assault that he's been under for the last several minutes. So he's pretty vulnerable.
Yeah, that's a 27 total.
Starts crying.
Not quite, but I just didn't have a solution. I just didn't have a solution, and I thought, what good is it really if you quit?
It's solidarity. If you stand down, strip yourself of the title, and go down with those people and see how they're living, how they're struggling, maybe you'll do something more about it.
He got these almost like jaundiced, beady green eyes. Kind of you see him sort of, and you like the back end of what was this club hand comes off, and he sets it on the table, and you just see he's got just in his robe, and it's just a nub. Perhaps I don't need that.
If not you, it'll be somebody else, somebody else's problem. One way or another, you can't fix it from behind that desk. You haven't been.
No. And, the bags under my eyes don't seem to help. I think I've averaged about 2.5 hours of sleep, but I don't say that to make you feel sorry for me. I'm just simply telling you where I'm coming from. I just hope to, and perhaps it was naivete on my part, outlast this.
I understand that more than you expect.
Yes, perhaps. At least the thought was with the ceasefire, maybe that would start to change things, but it's less of a ceasefire and more of a stalemate, if you're asking me.
I will do what I can to broker peace. At least a temporary peace until this barrier is gone. But as current acting mayor, before you drop this mantle, I know it's near impossible for these people to gain entry. can we at least lower the restrictions so that some people can do business, make better lives for themselves? I'd rather have a friend behind that desk than a foe, and I don't know who else they'll put here. We can help each other way more than you think.
What would you do? Because I imagine you make plans to head down south. If you had a way to destroy the barrier while you were still here, would you?
Not without the promise that once the barrier is destroyed, that there will be no further riots.
Well, here's the problem. And he kind of reaches on his desk and hands you a large piece of paper. They disagree with you. And you look and you open it up and there's a map of the city. And there are these, right in the middle of, like, there are these 7 different points down the right side of the map, almost like just off, like somewhere like in the middle, in between the commerce and the rich district. Someone stole a copy of these plans. So I suspect that you are likely to run out of time. Because they're going to try to destroy it, I'm sure, of themselves in the meantime.
It's not good.
Thus my no sleep.
Hmm.
And I've had guards searching for this. But maybe you can.
Search for it, or
Search for the other copy of this plan, and stop whoever plans on doing it. Because in all likelihood, while you travel down south, you'll hear large explosions from up north.
can we start like after tomorrow?
We could probably get a head start tonight.
But
We'll still go to the party.
okay.
There's kind of a at the party.
We had an agreement. Don't worry about it. Not your business.
Actually,
I got these.
if it's the party that I'm thinking of, then maybe it is.
What can you tell me about Thyreus?
Well, hero of the people. Large castle, an island just to the north.
Sounds like an
Seemingly
asshole.
quiet, seemingly quiet since the ceasefire. He was sort of the face of Lobra for a while.
And he's done nothing to help the people. Hard to do that from behind a castle.
And you're concerned with my little office.
I'm concerned with you. If you're doing what you say you're doing, and I have no reason not to believe you, I'm glad I did this, frankly. I'm worried about your safety.
Well, welcome to the party.
The party's not till tomorrow.
It's a hypothetical.
Oh.
Figure of speech.
Got it. Got it.
We'll do what we can. We're going to find these blueprints. Lowering restrictions would help. I want to speak to the conglomerate. Because maybe asking about the map in the realm of don't break down the barrier won't read well. But if we take on the job ourselves and just never do it,
that's assuming they didn't make any copies themselves.
that's true. We have to discuss this with the rest of the group.
Well, sounds wonderful.
Can I ask you what your intentions are after this? Are you going to stay seated? Are you going to help us out?
I haven't decided.
Might
Maybe
want to
I'll
make a decision
determine.
before that barrier comes down.
He just nods. He doesn't say anything else.
Well, I hope for both of our sakes that you stay. That we fix this, that you could be a proper mayor of this town. Not just accoutrement.
Let's start with maybe me getting a good night's sleep first, and we'll see how the rest goes.
I haven't had one myself in quite some time. Good fucking luck. Zakray's gonna turn and start leaving.
You do door kind of as soon as you walk out, and there's a yellow shape in front of it, and you hear kind of a step back as the barrier that was
Pardon.
outside being smug.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to nudge
None
you.
taken.
Keep a good eye on that guy.
Yeah, you got it. Devin, anything you wanted to do before we go on break? Because my brain forgot that you weren't here.
He's just making sure that Sator's safe from the shadows.
Okay, so yeah. So just kind of keeping an eye on the office, and then seeing Zakria walk out. Okay. So, as Warrior Satir, anything else that you guys wanted to do?
I was just making sure that nothing happened with the group, keeping the soldiers and the crowd separate, and then in listening, trying to be very, very perceptive on if there are any things that were being said that would stand out.
Sure. Yeah. Cisco 1 to 7 is probably the biggest thing, because as long as you can remember, and pretty much anybody, with probably the exception of so both the Korea and Satir, it's always been 6. Like, history goes back hundreds of years, and there's always been 6. Why the fuck are there 7? But we're gonna take a break because I gotta pee. As things as the butter continues to churn and things begin to continue to escalate, we'll see what the second half of this episode has in store for us. Stay tuned. Cool.
It was more
I
spoken.
didn't commit.
You gotta commit,
You
man.
gotta commit. Yeah, which is funny because I'm always committing. That didn't. Anyway, back we are moving right along. Yeah, no, I know. He says, speaking to no one. So let us jump back in as Satir, and Zakria exit the Mayor Graham, the green bugbear, the mayor, after learning a good bit of history and etc., is Devin out in the shadows as per usual.
I might throw in there. It was just Sakria where Satora was outside.
I thought you came with. Were you just keeping watch?
Yeah, I was standing out, keeping the guards and the crowd separate.
Okay. So, interesting thought there. So you would have probably, at that point for sure, there definitely is still a lot of tension as you sort of stand 30 feet between these two forces, and the sort of as the rain continues to kind of pitter patter down, you actually, like, underneath your feet, the way that the street is sloped, the sort of blood is flowing like down past, like, through your through your feet,
Right.
as everyone's sort of sitting down in the street, bandaging up, and there isn't any discussion.
Even on the guard side?
No, they're sort of back, shields up in front, and where the spears were initially pointed forward, they are now standing up, just staring.
Okay. Yeah. No, I will hold the sentinel pose, basically, with my hand on the pommel, just standing and watching to make sure that no one breaks the truce.
Okay.
Until I am relieved by my friends.
Sure. And where's the great, as you sort of head back, there is this tense scene awaiting you. But Devin, what are you doing?
He's just kind of watching. He wants to make sure nothing happens to his family.
Where are you from? Like, what vantage point are you watching this happen?
He's in an alley.
Okay.
So as I see my friend, hey, Hales, are we at a ceasefire for today?
We've got a lot to talk about.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured as much, but are we... And I look back to get the guards, and I look at the crowd. Are we
They're not
going to
fighting
have problems at the moment? Or are we going to go back?
Discussion with the mayor. This one is coming from the left side here. The folks of the conglomerate. What happened with your meeting?
Well, contrary to popular belief, the mayor's on the up and up. I can guarantee that.
One could be on the up and up and still be fucking useless.
Yeah, I made sure he knew.
There's a collection of eyes.
I made sure he knew that.
A bit of chattering, like, about that.
He knows that well now, so.
But unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. He's an ornament. Being mad at him does nothing.
Well, we know.
So.
It's just fun to be mad at.
Yes.
The scapegoat.
Right. Unfortunately, one that the kingdom probably won't give a shit about.
But by the by, now that you're all here, what means do you have to do anything about it?
We just don't like seeing people living unjustly.
Aye. Well, we plan to do something about it. Aye, there's another collection.
Oh, do you? What are you going to do about it? Maybe we can help.
No offense. Don't know you. Don't trust you. As far as I'm concerned, you're a part of the problem just as much as that one is. So
Immediately, he hears in his head, "Oh, I'm a part of the problem."
there's a pause. I'm actually going to need an intelligence check from you, because the way that everyone's put together, you're not sure the source of the voice. So, or actually, perception check actually, to determine the source. Just see if you can do that.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That's enough. And you know, it's like a small halfling that seems to be kind of morphed in between a lot of the taller folks, and like has kind of this like frilly like green hair, kind of soaked up in the rain, and is sort of wearing this kind of green sort of like overalls, and kind of seems to be holding their left side. And so you do say that, and you see like get the fuck out of my head.
You look like a small green hurt cucumber, and I'm a part of the problem?
Anyway, whatever.
I don't see how we're a part of the problem when we're here to fix things. We're the
What exactly have
peacekeepers.
you
We're
done?
here to be
What exactly
modern.
have you done just yet? You've yelled at the mayor. Great. We've been doing that for years. Wonderful job.
I don't really like being interrupted much, and Zakria's hair is going to catch fire.
Hey, guess what? Cucumber?
Name calling isn't necessary.
He's a cucumber, it's fine. We're the peacekeepers. We are the ones that facilitated the peace between Duvalia and Lobra. So what do you think we can do to help you broker peace between the Po district and Fenway doesn't remember the name of the district of the other side.
Just rich.
The rich district.
Yeah, it's on the nose. That's the point. Yeah. Well, congratulations and all that. You know, that doesn't really help us. When you brokered that peace, did you forget about the city in between? Clearly you did, because we're here.
How did we forget about you if we're here to help? Why are you denying help at this moment?
Well, it's not that we're denying anything.
You outright denied it.
I just said we just don't trust you.
Right, which is an outright denial of help. How are you supposed to trust
You were
anybody?
helping. You would have fixed it when you brokered this peace.
Brokered this peace, right. People of Duvalia who know nothing about Lobra because we are not told anything. We're here to receive an education, right? We're here to learn about the denizens. We found a problem. We're here to fix it.
Looking forward to see them actions following up them words. Lass.
War is slightly pissed off right now, and so she's gonna kind of like weirdly scratch her scarf, and she's gonna have Ronnie fly out and fly straight up about this far from the halfling's face and just like cough slight bits of acid.
So interesting. So a couple things. So do you just kind of grab it and like do you say that in like Draconic to him or in common? Okay.
Yes, in Draconic 100%.
I'm actually not really all that interested in getting any sort of involved in whatever the fuck this is.
It's to scare him.
Right. What are you doing? And like what?
Just like
everyone's like, what is going on? Is this like Draconic conversation happens? What the fuck? And so Interon is what are you doing for me if I do this? How much gold is it worth to you?
10 gold.
Make an animal handling check at advantage. Or persuasion if that's higher.
They're the same.
Oh Jesus.
22.
22. 10 gold it is. And whoo, out from this, out from your scarf is this familiar to you black dragon wormling, and sprays this acid, and there's like everyone's like, whoa, like what, like kind of reeling back, and you got one of a baby fucking dragon?
We've got ways of brokering peace, and we want to express that.
Anybody else want to oppose?
How can we be here for you if you won't let us?
Oppose what?
Ah!
Rilo.
What?
Well, are you invisible still?
Yeah.
So you just hear Rilo's voice, and coming from where you standing?
I'm standing right next to her.
Of course.
Is Rilo telepathic now? Do you?
Ah, where'd he go?
Oh, right. Drop invisibility.
Ah!
Hey, what's up? Didn't know I could sneak, huh? What?
Welcome to the party.
Aye.
The
The party
before the
is
party.
tomorrow.
The party before the party.
Party before the what? Party? Oh no. Have we already gone shopping yet? Did I miss that?
No,
you
we haven't
didn't
gone
miss
shopping yet.
Oh, okay, good.
What is happening?
I don't know.
You're not letting us broker peace. That's what's happening.
Right.
Right?
Actions.
Just right.
Prove that we can trust you then.
How?
Do something.
Like what? That's
Want to
vague
fix
and
the-
unhelpful.
I'm going to walk up to him,
Okay. Cucumber.
grab him. Yes, cucumber.
So you
grab
walk up,
him.
and there's a wall in between, a wall of people in between him and the others.
Can I have Ronnie sit on my shoulder?
At this point, after the display, he's probably already doing
Yeah.
it, so that's fine.
Okay. Do they have any reaction towards Ronnie just sitting there?
There's still like a wall of people, but there is some like slight recoil,
Word.
Yeah.
or
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not. Violence hasn't gotten anybody anywhere, clearly.
I'm not gonna be violent.
Hey, work. Can you see in the dark?
Yes.
Like magical dark.
No.
Oh, damn.
And I'm gonna like point at Cucumber and like
Yep.
motion for him to come here.
I'm not interested in coming anywhere near you.
I thought you wanted us to show that we could be trusted.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Well,
Okay, but here's the thing about that. Zakria's getting real pissed off. Like, the range just steaming off of her at this point.
Right,
She's
wait,
not
yeah.
even wet anymore.
Wait, Mom. I got an idea. Zakria, I got an idea. All right. This is how you can trust us, okay? And I'm going to put my arms like this, and then I'm going to fall backwards.
No, hold on. Zakria's gonna try to catch him.
Devin's going to use his Cloak of the Manabee and cast Dimension Door and catch Rilo.
Nice. I was just about to ask you what you wanted to do.
See?
And as you go to reach out, Devin appears.
You can totally trust the peacekeepers.
And like there's like it starts to look around. And Cucumber, since you like to call him that, not their name, very clear. But he doesn't say who it is, so we'll go with that. Looking forward to seeing you show us what that display was. A entertaining stunt.
Okay, what I've been trying to say this whole time is
Yes.
that the problem here is You want the barrier down, you want equality. But how? Plans don't happen without concise, like, nothing can happen without a concise, clear plan. You need a plan of action. If you can't tell me what you want, how you want us to prove this, we have nothing to provide you.
You mean to say like some sort of like bullet point? Like somebody else actually speaks up. You mean to say some sort of like bullet points?
Yes, a plan.
We just want things to go back the way they were before the barrier happens. I don't think it's much more. It's that complicated. Everyone's like, yeah.
I'm not very bright, but it is a lot more complicated than that.
Perhaps not to you, it's not complicated, but it is. This is far bigger than a lot of us here.
Right?
Yeah, but is it really? If we just take the barrier down, who controls the barrier? See here.
The capital. The capital city controls the barrier.
Yeah, like the 6, or I guess now the 7? What's that about?
I don't know.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Well, anyway, great people of this city, then we need to take it up with the capital. Doing anything here won't do us any good.
So what?
That's what I was trying to get at.
Ask?
Right. You've been to the capital.
I know. That was our next place, remember?
No, I mean that guy. Like, you're Lobrin, right? You've been to the capital. You know what it's like.
You're up there, yep.
Yeah.
Rilo, you're not helping.
Well, no, I'm just saying. It's like... This city's been weird for a while. Like, this whole barrier thing's crazy and all this stuff, but... Like...
It's crazy, but what happens when the barrier comes down?
It's gonna be a riot.
And that's not good for anybody. That doesn't help
No.
anybody's case here. And that's what I'm trying to get at.
And
We need a temporary peace until I can get this resolved. Until the peacekeepers can resolve this.
the capital is gonna go bonkers, and they're probably gonna send, like, I don't know, they're gonna blow this place up or something. Like, don't go crazy.
Wait. What if... What does Okeechovia provide to the capital? There must be some trade. There must be some reason why this place is in the pocket of the capital.
Huh.
Everyone kind of looks around.
What does this city have? What does this town have that the capital city does not? And can't acquire it without it otherwise?
To be honest with you, miss, I don't know if there's anything. Just more of money.
Entrance into Devalia?
No. Money. Money is good. Cut that off. Stop sending the money.
That's on the mayor, right?
Huh?
That's on the mayor, right? He's the one sending the checks, so to speak.
I'll talk to him. But stop sending the money.
All right.
The city's gonna have to do something if they're not getting their biggest export from here.
And then
They
what?
have to listen.
And then so we stop paying. And then what that little yellow guy, orange guy said, they come a calling.
Yeah, but you guys...
You need to stand united against them. It can't be the rich versus the po versus the city.
Yeah.
It needs to be the rich and the po versus the city. It needs to be city versus city.
But they kind of like somebody else actually picks up and kind of looks and points out to the bear. They seem totally content. What can we do if they're without
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Zakria's right. Like, cut off the money, and if you took, like, all of this, like riot folk, and all of those dudes who, like, guard the stupid barrier, and you guys united against the capital, I don't know. I think you guys got shot. And what would be better? like dealing with this bullshit, or I don't know, maybe like getting independence or uniting with a neighbor. You know, we actually know the neighbors. They're not always great, but you know, they do send out folks like us to take care of stupid stuff. So they can't be all that bad. I don't know.
Maybe we just need to talk to the rich side and let them know what's going on with the poor side before anything can happen.
Everyone needs to be on the same page.
The unity needs to come from a place of peace. If we can guarantee their safety, to unite as a front, they've got nothing to be afraid of by helping you out.
I'd rather go to that party that they got going on down there tomorrow.
My plan was to go to the party and proposition for an alliance.
Oh, you got an invitation to that party, eh?
Yes.
Mm. You actually see like this small turtle kind of wearing like what appears to be like a smock of sorts, and like purple and kind of blue, almost like blended together. So your plan is to interrupt the party by asking for political favors?
Yeah.
Well, they'll all be in the right same place. Wouldn't that be a good time to push for political power favors in political plays?
Or, burn it down.
See, that's more violence. That's you guys are missing the point here.
Less people to help.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say we do it your way. But if that fails, then we do it our way.
Yeah, but you gotta give it a chance to not fail. You know what I mean?
It's not gonna take a night. Yes, yeah. Rilo's right. It's gonna take time. You need to give it time.
We can't change a face in one day. How's that go? You can't change a face in a day? Anyway, it's not something we could do in one night.
Okay.
Even us being the peacekeepers, we just can't.
We can't do anything in one night.
Guess y'all did save y'all's queen.
That is
Even
true.
that peace didn't come with one night.
Yeah. I suppose that's right. That's fine. Well, consider yourselves heard. At least from my perspective. What about the rest of you lot? I'm just kind of not quite a groan, but but not quite like a satisfaction. You kind of get the sense there's sort of a wait and see aspect to it. But Satir, Devin, and Zakria, as this conversation's happening, you see just out of the corner of your eye, as you kind of see the bluish arcane barrier, there's a ripple of it, and out steps this really well dressed humanoid figure, long, beautiful blonde hair, fairly tall, somewhere 6'3" or 4", really tall, and has these beautiful furs, and you kind of see you begin to kind of see her walk, and she looks around this area and just fucks off to the south.
Zakria's gonna make a mental note of what direction they went in.
They seem to be going to deeper into the commerce district, kind of near where the armorsmith was, over near to where you were told the old Emporium is.
Mm.
Evan is going to try to get Zakria's attention and kind of give the "Do you want me to follow?" kind of nod.
I have to flip a coin for that. I don't know how mad Zakria is at Devin.
That's fine.
Is she more mad at everything else?
Yeah.
That's the question, right?
Yeah, she's gonna nod at Devin.
Devin will,
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
He's going to stealth and follow this individual.
Make a stealth check.
How long has this date been?
3 sessions.
Like,
It feels like years.
this is like the longest date
Jacob,
ever.
my lowest roll ever. That's only a 13.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Wow.
He's
like a-
he's clearly
Might need to send
still,
Rilo.
He's clearly still upset about the fight.
Sure.
This day has felt like it's been like 6 weeks.
Y'all did have an option to go to bed. I don't feel fucking bad about it at all.
I think with a 13 stealth roll, like that's still better than my passive perception.
Yep.
I could have like helped you with that, but that's okay. I don't perceive anything.
It
I'm a
fits the
dummy.
narrative because Devin is definitely still kind of all over the place after that fight. So he's not in the right mind state, possibly.
But did Devin change clothes though?
He did. Yeah, he looks completely different.
Okay. So Devin went shopping, but what about us?
And he didn't tell
I
us.
didn't.
Why are we going shopping?
We'll go shopping after.
Okay.
Look,
I thought we were going to Fight Club.
shopping then Flight Club. It's at 7.
I don't think you talk about Fight Club.
I wouldn't know.
Oh,
Never been to Fight Club.
Right.
oh, okay.
The conglomerate, noticing you're beginning to talk amongst yourselves. Looks at you, Sakria, tosses you a small like manuscript. When you need something, leave a note outside of it's actually the third row of the Pro District from your where you're currently staying at Brass Tacks. Leave the note on the door. We'll make sure it gets to the right place. We have some form of some material update.
Fair enough. Can I have your word that there will be peace until we get this resolved? That if we don't have a proper update, you have not our blessing, but you do it your way, we'll take a step back.
Aye.
All right.
And then begin
Do
to-
they look wounded?
Majority of them.
The one specifically that I'm speaking to.
No.
Okay.
How many of them?
Zakria's
look
gonna try
wounded?
to.
30 in total.
Zakria's gonna extend a hand. Just. It's traditional to make deals, seal it with a handshake.
Uh,
And the one you named Cucumber. I'll take that one.
I'm gonna hit like 4 of these people. Like with a few hit points
Okay.
of healing lights,
Okay. Got
just
it.
randomly, just kind of.
Yeah. Sure. And like as you, what does it look like to them? Just so I know what that looks like to them.
Like really, it's just like at this point because I'm really trying to kind of not take notice of it,
Mhm.
or them to take notice of it. It's just kind of like a, like my fingers kind of lightly glow,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just kind of point, and it's almost like a real soft glow that just kind of flies over to them, and they just feel like a little warmth swirl around them.
Sure. All right.
And then, like,
It's like a mutter of like acknowledgement, thanks, and they begin to walk off into the Pro District and begin to spread out and disappear into the streets.
Zakria's gonna turn to the guards. Are you well?
Never better.
Unharmed?
Boys? Bunch of nods.
Good. I don't suspect things will go off without a hitch, per se, but...
That's just it, miss. When this is the normal, just expect this bullshit.
I don't envy your jobs, but thank you for at least attempting to keep peace.
Glad you were there when you were worse. Likely about to get worse, so.
Let's
back up towards the barrier.
Let's hope we can keep this peace a little bit longer than we have to.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's walk and talk.
Where y'all headed?
Zakria's gonna still try to find Fight Club. And in the process, while Zakria knows she's packed what she needs for the party,
Yep.
probably try to also find a dress shop.
Okay. So, Devin, as you continue to tail this beautiful female humanoid, you for a second kind of lose her, just use visual for just a moment, and you cut around a corner, and she actually spins around. Look, I don't want no trouble. Just going shopping for me and my husband, getting dinner. Don't want no part of that. Whatever you're all doing, but I will say, if you mean to harm me, it will be a mistake on your part. And you see her wave like a left hand, and this large, there's this shining, like almost like the plane opens up, and this large, beautiful, glowing scimitar appears. Well, long sword actually appears in her hand.
I assure you, I mean you no harm. I saw how you looked at the people and just thought that maybe you were near that me and my friends could speak with about the situation.
In what fashion? Try not to get too involved in all of the riffraff. No offense. Just trying to live.
Actually, I take a lot of offense to that. All those people riffraff. They're just doing what they can to survive.
Oh no, you misunderstand. I'm not referring to the people, just the situation. I'm really big on the old politics thing, you know?
No, I understand exactly. I've never been good at politics myself, yet I'm a peacekeeper and expected to act on the behalf of Duval in a country that I know nothing about. Devin, correct. You are, and he'll extend his hand.
Oh, we're not quite there yet, but I appreciate that. You can call me Merton for now.
It's nice to make your acquaintance. by chance, will you be at the party tomorrow night?
There's like a wash of like surprise. Yes, as a matter of fact.
I would have my leader speak with you and your husband. She's actually a lot better at expressing her feelings and thoughts. I'm kind of the guy to go to when they need other situations handled. But I think that what's going on here could be fixed without a lot of political hubbub.
Okay. All right. And like she has this like kind of beautiful, like golden flowing dress. Definitely doesn't match the sword that she just summoned from somewhere else. And well, is this sort of conversation in a way to get us involved in whatever you're trying to be a part of? Because I'm not quite sure what my husband's involvement would be in this matter.
You're part of the upper tier, the better off. If
Right.
you all stand united as a people, both you and the people of Co District, you could make it. And he's thinking extra hard because he's trying to word it, because all he knows is violence. All he knows is death. And even though he brokered the peace, part of the peace treaty, violence has always been his first thing. So he's like really thinking about. He's trying to think how Zakria would word things.
Mm-hmm.
A united people in a common cause can accomplish so much that a bunch of politicians can do.
Make a persuasion check.
Actually, pretty good at that. That's 21.
There's a kind of a sigh. There's going to be a part of the party that after the hors d'oeuvres, when Iris will enter for the first time. Find me before then.
And he's going to turn, and as he does, his cloak kind of like billows out, and he just walks around the corner very slowly.
Okay. And you hear this from the alleyway. Where are you headed now?
He is going to. He's actually going to lean up against the wall. Let's roll for this shit.
Danny Glover. All right. Rilo, are you joining the escapades for Fight Club, or are you doing something else?
What? Fight Club?
Shopping, etc.
Shopping. I ain't.
Maybe Fight Club was happening.
Shopping and Fight Club.
Okay.
You were napping, yes. Zakria's gonna hold out the card to Rilo.
What languages do you know, Rilo?
Celestial, Common, Halfling, and Infernal.
So you know that the word. I saw that tab open. Let me make sure I do.
It says
Yes.
fight.
Seathlin, which loosely translates to fight in Celestial.
Celestial. Oh, I gotta see this. Okay, but first, bow tie time.
Yes.
I would like a cummerbund and
What is a cummerbund?
A cummerbund is one of those things that you put on your belly and it catches your crumbs for you, so they don't fall on the
That's-
floor.
Not what that's for.
Crumberbund.
A cummerbund, yeah. At least, I mean, that's how that's why the halflings wear them.
That's not what they're for, but they can be used as such.
Oh, okay. Also suspenders so my pants don't fall down, and a bow tie so I don't trip on a tie, and tails because I have a tail.
I don't know what any of that is. Let's just find a tailor.
I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I know I'm gonna get a bow tie for Ronnie, but I don't know what I'm gonna wear.
And yeah, and
Oh,
on your shoulder, is it that time?
Yes.
also, I'd like to get a dress for Pepper.
Okay. Sator.
You really, we have to dress up for this thing. Is that true?
I mean, you don't have to, but it's fun.
I'm not making you. I'm genuinely just asking what you're going to do.
Oh my god.
I'm really not a fan of.
Clothes, we know.
Well, I mean,
Damn it,
I was
Maddie.
just going to say I'm not really a fan of dressing up.
Or dressing in general.
Oh,
I'm not either, but admittedly, after the peace was brokered, I celebrated by buying a dress, because I have not worn a dress in over 10 years.
I'm excited for this.
I've never worn a dress.
Really?
If you think it would help our cause,
Sator, have you ever worn a kilt?
It's less clothing than pants.
I mean, because we don't wear underpants underneath. It's very freeing. Like, it is a Lobran tradition. Like, kilts are
it's
are
the only way to wear a
thing.
kilt, sir.
Well, but it's the thing. It's the thing down here. Like, we all like wear kilts at fancy parties.
Oh,
If it will help
Milo.
us.
Huh?
You know that there is a particular clothing and tailor shop here in Okeechobee, though, as you've previously described the city as weird, there is one place that comes to mind.
Oh.
There's a small shop called So It Seems,
Ah,
CW.
yes.
That is my favorite shop in the whole world.
And I just want you all to know out there that I hate everything. Anyway,
How, dude,
I-
how much did that hurt?
I took about 15 psychic damage.
I named a apothecary shop in one of my adventures. I'm a little horse, and it was run by a centaur.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
terrible. I love it.
What would have
So,
been really funny is if it was a Dick Centaur because they're tiny horses.
There you go. So,
Took me a second to process that.
right. Yeah, you probably overheard tale of this this particular shop, and
Oh, whoops.
you also know that the particular owner is this small gnome, small rock gnome that is particularly ornery. That's about all the information you'd have, at least to this point.
Oh,
Let's go.
oh yeah. It's rock lobster time. Okay.
What?
Oh, it's
Let's go get
the So It Seems is a great place to get clothes, but it's run by like a cranky gnome. He's a rock gnome. I call him Rock Lobster. It's not a big deal.
You say that like you don't walk around with somebody cranky.
He gets really pinchy when he's like you know,
Does he
measuring you
pinch
and stuff. Like he
So-
he gets pinchy, and so I call him Rock Lobster.
Okay.
Do you
But
call it to his face?
maybe
Let's go.
I'm not very good at lying, so you know.
Lead the way, Rilo.
So
We'll
as you
deal with
guys
cranky.
Cut back from the dirt, back into the cobblestone, heading towards the south, kind of passing by a few folks, and then Rilo leads you cutting to the left, and then kind of passing by some small kind of pop-up shops. You're eventually led to a dead end and this one-story, weirdly purple building, and it does say, so it seems up as on the actual. There's no like traditional signage. It's just like on the door. Very loud, pink.
For the record, while we were walking, Zakria hung back to tell Sator everything that happened in the room with the mayor.
Okay, good to know.
And you're basically having to drag Sator to this place to get dolled up. He's really like, I really no. Do I have to?
Yep. Mhm.
Really?
If I'm
But
getting
I-
dressed up, you're getting dressed up.
Got it.
One is like skipping,
Oh,
like
Rilo is
immediately opens
totally
the door.
bouncing.
As you do.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not. Yeah, he's particularly not saying no, but he's really like, no. Oh, yeah. I'm grumbly the entire way.
Teenager.
Kind of.
Hey,
So-
watch it.
So,
I love you, Fenway.
so as so who walks up to the door first?
I do.
Okay, so we're Screet. As you go to open the door, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
At least it's one of my good ones.
Add a +4.
Okay.
Mom's in town, baby.
Mom's in town, baby.
23.
23. So you begin to reach for the doorknob and open it, and it whap, opens up, and you just sidestep it out of the way as this small rock gnome with this large matted hair, like parted down the middle, like a reverse, like actually not reverse, like an umbrella, like all the way down to about right here, clean shaven, wearing a full tuxedo, is this gnome that Rilo has mentioned. Good afternoon, lovelies. I
Rock
hear-
Lobster! Oh, hey, what's up,
Oh.
man?
Fuck.
Oh,
Hi.
you remember me.
And like the interest clearly well practiced is immediately aborted at the seat at the.
I'm gonna like. We're gonna like be so excited. She's just gonna grab the gnome and like walk
Ah!
inside.
Me and my best friend were.
Hi, my name's Worstgreet. We're here to get fancy clothes.
And like, I don't. You need to ask for consent first, and I don't really like touching.
Oh, right.
She's gonna like pat him on the head and then put him on the ground.
He's gonna like prestidigitation like his hair. And it's just like.
This is a really bad profession for you if you don't like touching other people.
No, it's not that I don't. No, it's you misunderstand the situation. I would prefer to not be touched. I don't mind doing the measurements and the touching. I'm very good at it.
He doesn't like to get pinched back.
well, since you're here, come. And like, we get like, can you please? And like, he's like motioning for you to, Worsky to let him go.
Oh, I've
Does that
already put
say-
him down.
Oh,
I've
okay.
already put him down.
Okay, and like comes from whoever's like in the back. Just come. We have much to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even if you have that one with you, business is a business.
He's got a name?
I'm not that bad.
Oh, he being me. You can actually call me Ronald.
Okay. And our little one has a name. I don't like that one. Don't do it. Not right now.
All right. So what are you all called? What did your mother name you?
I already introduced myself.
Clearly,
I'm Rilo.
I
and-
know who you are.
Well, okay. This is my friend Zakria, and this is my friend Satur, and
Hi.
oh, and then hey, come on, yeah, I'm here. And this is Pepper.
Oh,
This is Ronnie.
oh, wow.
Pepper's
Okay.
It's
much
fine.
cuter, obviously.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sure. Right. And by the way, as you walk in, you're almost like your eyes have to adjust for a second as the sort of the lack of color all around outside is surprisingly essentially matching Maddie's background, as you just see a sea of colors. And it is very well put together. Like it's like almost like a museum of suits and dresses, as far as the eye can see.
I love this place.
Hey, Zakria right now is thinking that a nice piece of her revenge would be to make Devin also dress up. So she's looking at War and she goes, "Do you think you can find Devin real quick? Like maybe get him to come over here with your brain
Sure.
thing?"
And remember, kilts are important.
So my idea here is we're gonna put Devin in a purple suit top and a bright purple kilt. That's what War wants.
Can make that
Um,
happen. Look at these split.
Perfect. I'll get you his measurements. And then she's just gonna start reaching out to Devin. In his head.
Yep. 60 feet,
uh,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just weird question. We're at this place called what was it called?
So it
Sorry.
seems.
Oh, so it seems. Can you come here? I have a question for you.
You do hear this, by the way, Devin.
Uh-oh. Did he freeze?
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay.
No,
He's not
he's
saying
just
anything.
thinking.
He doesn't respond, but he starts that way.
Okay. So, all right. So you have purple people eater for that particular person.
Mhm.
What about you, Zakria? Right? You.
Oh,
I'm-
Zakria's already got a dress, apparently.
I'm set.
Oh.
Thank you though.
Oh, window shopping.
Supervising.
Uh-huh.
I see.
Yeah. Because we get into
Alright.
trouble without her.
Good. All right.
And with her. Whatever. Anyway.
He's probably gonna like blue. And she points at Sator.
And Aaron is just like bow tie. He's just like, what?
He wants a bow tie.
He doesn't want it, but he's gonna love it.
He wants a white one.
It like begins to like tiptoe over. Takes out like a small like he doesn't seem to have anything in his hands, and then the minute he does this large kind of like string appears. And then, if you bite me, and like there's just like this teeth all grin. Aaron doesn't say anything back. Oh, can you tell him not? Can you tell him not to?
He understands you.
It's okay. I can heal you.
Yeah, I can do that.
He tries to like lasso. I think that'll be enough. Okay. What? You have a color in mind?
Me?
Talking to Inaron, and Inaron just kind of like looks over to you.
She said white.
White, probably.
Offset. Smart. Satir, was it?
Aye. I'm not sure what to get. I don't dress up very often, so I believe they were saying something about maybe a kilt and
Something to match the hat?
aye, that would work. I don't know.
Something a little more light. I'm thinking maybe something cream colored.
Okay, sure.
That's gonna stain though.
It's for
Have
one
any-
night. I'm not too worried about it.
Do you have anything more of a stormy gray?
Make that work.
I like that.
Listen,
Aye.
I have
Wouldn't exactly offset
prestidigitation.
the black hat, but if that's what you want, I won't make fun of you behind your back or anything like that.
Well, something to match the hat, obviously, but more stormy gray, not exactly.
Yes. I see what you mean. And
You're the expert here.
may I? Rose up to you, and then you actually see, like, those of you with decent actually I'd probably say proficiency in Arcana, like there is like these small wordless like incantations, like rapid fire, bing 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 bing, as this is all happening. At this point, Devin, you would have made your way over, and so door opens and welcome, we'll be right with you after this audience.
Oh, he's with us.
Oh, well, perfect. Step on in. I'll be right with you in a minute.
He's the purple people eater.
Ah, right. Well, we'll just get your measurements and you'll be right done. You didn't even know it. Great. And kind of, I'll be right back. Kind of goes and disappears in this sea of rainbow for just a second.
Devin is gonna walk over. The whole time he's been holding the flowers that Preston made for him for Zakaria. He's not even gonna look her in the eyes. He's going to hold the flowers out and say, "I'm sorry."
Zakaria was so ready for revenge. Seeing the flowers now, she's like, "Ah, fuck."
It's too late.
love the
It's already been
idea.
done.
I love the idea that like earlier, like you probably just had them behind your back or something.
Yeah, because like when he
Waiting
fought
for the right
Rilo,
moment.
he tucked him behind his cloak because he didn't want to
Sure.
see. He was waiting for the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh goodness, how destroyed are they from all the sneaking?
They're okay.
Okay.
They're magical flowers. It's fine.
Yes. Magic flowers, the way to any girl's heart. Okay.
True.
Keep those, ladies and gentlemen.
That's so
She'll take
weird.
them. I can't say I forgive you, but these are lovely.
No need for you to forgive me. I don't deserve it. And he's just going to, with that, he's just going to kind of slyly move away.
Okay.
Okay. With the flowers in hand and still, trying to stay relatively with the group, Zakria's gonna put herself in between the group and the door to make sure nobody leaves.
War is going to grab Devin and like bring him towards where Rock Lobster Ronald was doing the measurements
Right.
and say, "Stand here."
So at this point, you hear this like. Only the way I could describe it is just this loud like thwang, and from the actual middle where he walked in, like almost like a door, like through a portal almost opens, and out comes essentially Satir's outfit, just woof, all by itself. It just floats in front of you.
Huh. That's nice.
Hey, that's a little quick. Just a little.
Looks good.
I work quick.
That's why we come.
No, does it have a tie or anything?
Yeah.
No tie. Let's nix the tie.
All right.
Let's too formal.
Snaps his fingers, ties it
Sure.
on.
Aw.
Just a little. Just keep it unbuttoned, probably.
And
Near
you
the
purple
top.
people eater, and another like flang and over near you. And if the measurements are off, just let me know. Quick adjustments can be made.
And War grins at Devin.
Yeah, Zakria can't help smiling either.
Okay. Now that they're done.
Yeah, Chaos Incarnate. What do you want?
Man, like.
He has a name. And
I-
Devin's just gonna shoot like a look of daggers at his little rock now.
I know his name, Rilo.
I.
And start using it.
Uh,
And Devin's eye's gonna flare up.
Hey! No eye flare-ups in my shop. There's a sign. And he points. It says no eye flares.
I did warn you. I
okay.
did.
I mean, you know.
It's fine.
Okay.
Don't you
They're
ever
done.
talk to me and my son again.
So I want everything in teal and what's that blue that's like a medium blue but it's not royal but
Cayenne?
it's what?
Cayenne?
Sure. I'm down with that.
T's and C's. Got it.
Mostly teal
Yep.
because it looks good with my orange skin. And
Sure.
just
We'll say that I agree with that.
just don't put me in purple again. I don't like it when the clothes match my horns.
Wasn't it for a wedding?
Maybe.
And then you ruined it by doing some sort of spell and turning it into a different color. It's completely ruined. I was so angry.
All right. So
You're
just give me
banned
the,
from my shop for at least a year.
just give me the color I want.
Yeah, I'm not giving advice this time.
Fine. But I would like your expert opinion on what would look good
I literally just said I'm not giving expert advice this time.
on Pepper.
You want a bow tie too?
No, Pepper's a lady.
Wants a dress.
She would like a dress.
Ladies
dr-
can wear bow ties.
A little dragon dress.
Okay.
She wants to feel pretty. I don't know. This is what I get from the telepathy thing. But yeah, and then Pepper. I can't remember what color. I mean, Pepper. Pepper was
Silver.
silver.
Was she?
No,
I thought she was like more on the green side.
no. Shoot, I have a. Oh wait, I made Pepper in the thing.
It's so
right?
long. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta find the. I gotta find the
worries.
thing, the picture.
We could fix it in post.
I'm like, anyway, Pepper. I think Pepper's purple. I think. I could be
Like,
wrong.
wasn't she like a pastel-y sort of purple?
Maybe. Where are
I
you,
could have sworn she
Rilo?
was silver for a while, but
I
Because
can't.
if she's a lilac, she would look cute.
Oh,
and
there's
pink.
Rilo. No, I need the full Rilo. Farts.
Just half Rilo.
Well, I have like half
yeah,
Rilos,
yeah.
like, and oh my god. Okay, I can't find it. Of course. Yeah, I think she's pastel-y purple sounds about right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I would actually recommend something a little softer.
Okay.
In that case,
Okay.
you could go with a bit of a soft silver, like it was offsetting blue. That would really pop.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, she really likes that idea.
Great. What about you, Screech?
I don't know. Probably something.
And like you know, like how in an anime where like someone's looking at something and then they like pop up and like reappear somewhere else, and they're just like like it's like Foursquare. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like
And
Probably
the
yes.
anime ching.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think
Or would look great in a
something-
yellow.
first of all, dress, suit, or something in between.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know how well these. And she like unfurls her wings, which are very large.
They are large.
She's like, I don't know how well these
we
would
can make
fit.
that work. We can make that work.
Spaghetti strap dress.
maybe like a kilt.
I'm not wearing a kilt.
Aw. Okay. Kilts are nice.
Devin's like tripping over his words because he's like trying not to make eye contact with Zakria.
Right.
Spaghetti strap dress will, the wings will
But
fit.
that's a
But
food.
that's not classy. That's not classy, darling.
Oh.
It'll also give you full range of movement if you have to punch or kick someone.
What about a suit
Um,
vest?
I suit vest with the suit pants.
We can make this work. We can make this work. Yes, yes, yes.
Suit,
yes, yes, yes.
sure.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I was
Vest and
really wrong.
sort of a. What's your favorite color?
Fenway has never thought about this. I really, I like yellows and purples and whites.
Purple definitely wouldn't work. Nope. But kind of points to Devin. Not just yellow, but goldenrod. Goldenrod would work for this. Yes. 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 He disappears. He's back, and he has this like goldenrod, beautiful like pantsuit with a like a large open vest, and a sort of a yellow sort of polka dotted with white tie. Yes, you just try. Here. There.
She's going to look very confused because she's really never put on pants. But she's going to like put it on.
Me neither.
Just occurred to me that where is Donald ducking around? And now I'm like,
She
Yeah.
definitely is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, you know. Oh, and apparently Pepper is like bronze.
oh,
Oh,
With
damn.
like a pink and orange underbelly.
ooh.
That's how she's colored. I forgot.
Knew it was a metallic color.
Yeah.
Jacob, once everybody's distracted, Devin's going to try to sneak out of the ship.
Good luck.
So
Zakria's standing in front
before
of the
that,
door.
before that, all things considered, materials, etc. The whole total run about 75 gold.
It's not bad.
And with group discount, even calculating the I don't like you Rilo tax, 73.
He did use my name.
Make it 70 and you have yourself a deal.
I think I already had a deal with 75, so I'm gonna stick with 73. Or I can, so it snaps, boom, 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 it all disappears.
No.
That's what I thought. Snaps
We're
again,
gonna-
boom, 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 boom.
We're going to the rich district. 70, and we'll tell everybody where we got these lovely clothes.
Darling, I already have contracts with all of them.
Do you?
Everybody knows this guy.
No, I'm totally lying. 70's fine.
I was about to say that was going to be an insight check.
No, he is totally lying.
We're just gonna put whatever her stuff cost on top of the table, on top of the
What,
counter.
between the four of you, that's like, what? I'm bad at math.
17.
Devin never agreed to pay for a suit. He didn't want one.
Speaking of that, make a stealth check, Devin.
I rolled a 12.
I'm deliberately looking at him. Like,
Yep. Mhm.
I'm gonna put
As you're
17.
just
gold.
trying to like sneak out.
the moment he tries to like step aside, Zakria's just gonna like lean her halberd out
Man,
and look at him and shrug.
man, Devin is not having a good stealth day.
He is not.
No.
He's really not. The dice are telling.
I'm changing dice.
Yeah, you probably should.
We're just gonna put 17 gold on the counter and then look at Devin and realize that he's not gonna pay and put 17 more on the counter.
Wonderful.
When he's gonna move back toward the counter and try to swipe the 17 for his.
Make a sleight of hand check.
No.
I'll put my Is it 17 a person? Is that the share?
It's 17.5 roughly a person. We've got 36 left to pay.
I'll put my 17 up for my share.
That's a dirty 20.
The one that would like to make a perception check.
I have 16 gold and 8 silver.
21 for perception.
Perfect.
I'll show you the 18.
Yeah, because like right in the middle of the shop is like because for the most part there isn't anything else except for everything on the walls, and there is sort of like a small not point of sale, but like a kiosk for the checkout purposes, and you know, kind of Devin goes to clink clink clink, and Word definitely sees it. It was a 19, right?
It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah. I don't think anybody else sees that, right? Unless anyone else wanted to.
I got a 17.
17. So
I'll
no.
see.
Yep.
My
either.
passive would have saw it.
Oh, really? Okay.
My passive's 21.
That's true. But you know, that's okay in this case. So yeah.
As soon as I see that, Devin, correct. Put that back on the table.
Zakria is gonna laugh a little bit.
Dude.
There's a bit of an argument. Who's going to do the thing?
I went to pay for his suit, and he tried to take the money I paid for the suit.
Oh.
I was just picking it up to give it back to you so I can pay for my own.
Uh-huh.
And give it back to you.
And he disappears, reappears right in front of you, Devin. Really?
We're just gonna hold out her hand and just stare at him then.
I will hand it. I'm doing a horrible job at lying, but he's going to give her 17 back, and he's going to put 17 of his own gold.
That's all he says. Just right back in the middle of the room.
Would you take some mayonnaise?
Rilo.
I'm allergic.
At that, Zakria is gonna put her own money for the rest. She's gonna cover the remaining 19.
Okay.
What about some wine?
I do like
Rilo.
wine.
Okay, what? I was just
Can't
trying
pay for everything in food.
But I was just trying to offer this person a drink that maybe we could be friends. We could break bread together, but not bread, wine. Because I'm a pretty good friend from what they say, so...
Yes.
Like, he doesn't move at all, but he just, like, looks to everyone just to see.
And I'll pull out my alchemy jug, and... Oh, I don't have any glasses.
Oh, you're gonna, right now?
Oh, yeah! I got an alchemy jug. It makes wine.
Magic Ronald.
You see him just raise a finger and this just kind of this, and you hear from afar a small clicking sound as several glasses come out.
I
from
imagine
the
them
back.
dancing like in Beauty and the Beast.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Dance they shall.
Rylo,
Nice.
do you want me to pay for your clothes? I don't know.
Oh, no, I mean, I think Zakria already said, but I just still wanted to, like, I didn't...
I just want to be done here. And Devin is clearly uncomfortable right now.
You know what? I'm
You
just
not
trying
like your
to,
purple
like,
people eater?
I'm just trying to make friends with this person who, like, you know, knew the old Rylo, you know...
They destroyed my shop.
Then make friends, and Devin's going to try to move to the door and leave.
Aww.
Still standing in front of it.
But, Dad...
Is there a problem, Devin?
No.
As Rylo tries to make the biggest puppy dog eyes ever.
Surely you wouldn't join us for a glass of wine.
I don't drink. It dulls my senses and makes me clumsy. And he clearly bumps into something.
I mean, you're already clumsy.
Today... You know what? It's probably because it's been the longest day ever.
It's been like a 6-week day.
It's been a day, and he also had something to drink earlier. After he said he doesn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
I may be proficient in insight, but I still only have +1. So, you know, I don't get that. But the jug also makes fresh water, so if you don't want to drink, it's fresh water too.
Or apple juice. Or
Um,
milk.
it doesn't make that.
Oh.
The only other thing you can really drink other than beer, and wine is fresh water. But it also makes honey, acid, basic poison. That's interesting. Mayonnaise, oil,
Ew.
vinegar. Ew, vinegar. Yuck. And
You like mayo and you don't like vinegar. That doesn't make any sense. This is
You
why
know-
we're not friends.
I'm a complicated
We
person.
are friends. He doesn't
But-
like ham either, and we're still friends.
Ugh,
What?
Gross, like mustard. Ugh.
Mustard's great.
See? This is what I try and tell him.
No. I'm sorry, you can only eat your slurp with mayonnaise.
What time?
Like
is
just
it?
rubs the temple. Oh, can we do this wine thing so you can get the fuck out of my shop?
Oh, you're not gonna. Oh.
What? What? What?
But
What do you want?
I want to be friends, man.
Okay. Okay. We can. It has been some time.
Yeah.
The story of your ridiculousness.
I've grown.
Yes, perhaps.
I found Dave,
Who's Dave?
the angel.
Oh. All right.
And
Whatever.
It's his patron. It's fine.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So, right. All right, Rilo. We can start a new beginning.
Awesome.
As long as you keep bringing me customers.
Yeah. And
And kind of looks over at you, Zakaria, since you're going to do a little bit of the talking, right?
Aye.
I feel like a new friendship is starting. Yep.
yay, let's cheers to that.
Got business cards?
I do now.
Whoa.
And you all feel your adventures pack be one business card. Actually,
Fuller.
no, not one. He's gonna give you like 10 each. Fuller.
Wow.
They're not flyers, but that'll do.
Business cards are probably more for the upper crust.
There you go.
All them swanky folks.
Right. I don't think a flyer would do you favors in a castle.
Indeed.
But we'll wear them well. We'll be sure everybody knows.
Huh.
Or they
Especially if
will.
someone asks you, wow, where did your suit come from? Well,
So it seems.
What's this place called? 5 and below.
ha! I see what you did there.
Nice.
All right.
Maybe for you, the 5-finger discount.
All right. Good day.
Yeah, really. Yeah, have a good night.
Thanks for the wine.
Yeah,
Bye.
you're welcome. Are we going to sleep yet?
You think we should, right?
Like,
No, there's a fight pit calling my name.
Club, fight club, fight club.
oh. Oh. Okay, fighting's fun. I'm curious about the Celestial, too. That's weird.
What do you mean celestial?
It said in Celestial, fight.
It just says fight.
It's in Celestial.
Is that what the gibberish is? Celestial?
It's not gibberish. It just says fight.
Well, it
Don't
says-
you guys know that the first rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club?
See, Rilo mentioned that.
We haven't been to Fight Club though,
it
so
was
we don't know the rules.
totally meta because I just like heard that somewhere, but I don't know anything. But I'm really curious about the Celestial. This is weird.
Again, I don't see it. I don't understand.
I wonder if Dave's there.
Why would we need to
Um,
have a conversation about Dave, speaking of?
It feels
don't
like
like
something.
Dave.
Well, Dave is good. Dave just
Dave
May-
sent you to fuck all nowhere.
he didn't mean to. It wasn't his fault, and he came and got me back.
Gods can't play like that.
But he's not a god. He's an angel.
That's even more concerning.
Well, no, like,
I still don't like him.
aw, but Dave likes you.
I used to like him until
Aw.
you sent you to the collector.
But he gave you a wish. Without Dave, we wouldn't be without the, the dragon, right?
Right. The problem with that is that he still took you.
But he didn't mean to, and he corrected it. Like, now I have this neat amulet. Like, we can go anywhere.
Speaking of going anywhere, do we know where this club is?
That's why
Oh.
we're walking and talking and trying to figure it out. There's a round door.
Does it say anything else in Celestial?
It's the only round door.
Nice. So let's see if we can
Why
find.
don't we have a group investigation check?
Yay!
Oh.
That should be swimming. With a -1.
I'm terrible at that.
Hey, I got
Well,
14.
not -1, but
I got a 7.
yay!
I got a 16 with a -1.
Ooh,
Wow.
natty 20 plus 2.
I got a +1.
I got
Plus
a
2 is
22.
terrible.
For Zakria's usual, yes.
So,
I got real lucky with her stats.
so yes. So okay. So natty 20 for Zakria. Worst Greek, what'd you get?
16.
16. Right.
I got 14.
14. Satir.
7.
7. So, walking and talking, and Worst Greet and Zakria. Eventually, as you're kind of passing by a few folks that are seemingly just out and about, you finally come to a small hovel with this singular door, but you're missing something. More like someone. You look around, and Devin is nowhere to be found. And that is where we'll pick up in 2 weeks.
Motherfuck.
Oh my
Hey.
god, it's going to be the day that lasts 4 sessions.
I was just gonna say, hey, where did Devin go again?
8
Yeah.
weeks.
Well, now Devin gets to miss because Zakria was going to explain to him exactly what happened in the mares, but now he gets to miss all of that. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Not in a
Because
good place right now.
Yeah. But hey, just because he's not seen doesn't mean he's not nearby. So we will see how that manifests itself, and see where we go from there.
It manifests.
as our Okeechobee Day 1 goes into a 4th session, and I'm not sorry about it, because there's, now that y'all are here and staying for a little while,
There's
there's
so
shit
much
find
to
out.
do.
So much room for activities.
But sleep, and I want my spell slots back.
And party.
and party. Oh man, yeah.
In the words
yeah.
of Smash Mouth, so much to do, so much to see.
Yo, straight up. Anyway,
Also, Devin being close by and not there is probably going to manifest as we're going, Devin, 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 Devin.
that's exactly what I expect to happen at the beginning of the next section. So,
On the 6th.
exactly. God.
Ah.
fucking June, huh?
It's so far from now.
It is.
Hopefully, I'll be okay because I will have just gotten my 2nd vaccine dose.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Y'all saw what happened to me a couple months ago, around a month ago, because my literal brain broke on stream, and I forgot.
I was
Jess's-
dead.
And I forgot Jess's name, so it was really fun. But anyway, so Maddie, since you're here, why don't you tell the people who the hell you are and what you've been up to while you've
Oh,
been sitting in the shadows?
sure. Hey. Anyway. All right.
Garen, I'm gonna need you to
Alright,
chill,
Garen.
bro. Chill, bro.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just under the weather. I've been I went to a restaurant on Thursday and came home and then got sick. So yay. Anyway, I do this. I do games and things here on this channel over at Dubstack Charisma and Soulbear RPG. Also, next weekend we've got the big charity event going on here for Elsa's birthday. It's gonna be a 2-day thing, and we're raising money for a anonymous person in our community that needs some help. And then I'm going to be a guest on So Chatty with Kate. And then I get to play D&D with some of these folks here. in a game that Sam's running, and I have been making so many characters for this.
Did you make a Swobald?
I've made like 5 Swobolds, all right?
Yes.
I've made like so many Swobolds. And then I saw that there's an Unearthed Arcana kobold that I was like, word, new Swobolds to
Yeah,
make.
they look awesome. The new shit is cool as fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know. I may end up playing I don't know what. But anyway, so I get to play some D&D and that's dope. Anyway.
Always.
And then you can check out my new portfolio at SoMattyGameZ.work. And if you need anything there, hire me because I need to work. I need to work a lot. As I'm getting ready to move out of here and we still haven't found a place, so that's fun. Anyway, do that and then
Buy this. SoNowhere.com. Buy
yeah,
this.
I got
I
this.
need mine so bad.
And
Got
It's
2
great.
weeks.
I
Got
drink
2
a lot of
weeks.
water now because of it.
I can't remember what I got recently. Oh yeah, I got the raglan with the
It
star
looks
logo.
so good.
The raglan's nice and it's so comfy. Oh my god. With the blue sleeves and stuff. Anyway.
Yes.
So yeah, and then starting in 2 weeks after and one day will be the new game that will be following this game every other Monday after Duval Dragons is
After?
a new the day after Duval
Oh,
Dragons.
yeah.
The
Right,
Monday
sure.
after Duval Dragons is going to be a new D&D game run by Ryan. Right now we're calling it the Vagabond Mansion or something. And it is basically you'll find out.
Isn't it?
It's
Stay tuned.
So it's going to be Ryan's running it, I'm playing in it, and so is now I'm trying to remember all the beautiful people.
Sorry.
So we got Mermaid Stephanie from the other Sunday show is going to be in it, and we got Spookerific and Hybrid Gamer and Kate, Argon Kitty, or Argon Kitten, all joining in for the fun, and I am going to play Steven. So yay.
Awesome.
Universe?
No, Steven is my chill little ginger human sorcerer who has like 12 other personalities that come out, and they're all different classes and they're all different characters.
Ooh.
So instead of 12, there's going to be 13 this time because I'm making an artificer. So yeah,
You're a mad lad.
I like
Literally.
Ryan loves chaos, so I'm like, well, you think Stephanie's gonna be all crazy and everything? I'll match it,
Dang.
Very, very, very nice.
and not crazy. I mean banana pants.
Yeah. No ableist language up on this bitch. Cool. Cool. Anything else?
Nah. Well, there is, but I'm tired.
I hear you. Yeah, for sure. No, heard that. Jess, what you up to?
Yeah, hi. Commissions, all-day commissions. I am your resident fantasy cartographer. This beautiful overlay that Matt has here. The background, it's my map. I did that with my
Goddamn
hands.
right it
It's
is.
cool. So commissions are open for a super limited time because I'm backlogged right now. Good problem to have. But buy my
get line
shit.
behind me.
Yeah, yes, behind Jacob. Buy my shit. Buy Maddie's shit. It's great. All of it's great. Maddie's stuff is wonderful. Not to brag, my stuff is pretty cool. But
Pretty fucking cool.
I'm here every other
Okay.
Sunday. I'm here. Oh my goodness, I think it's my first helping heart hands thing. So I'm
Yeah.
here for that weekend. So that's really exciting.
Me too.
Weekend.
So I'm super stoked for that. I've made like 2 characters, but we'll see them then. I'll be there Friday. I'll be there Saturday. It's gonna be a really, really good time. So come hang out with us then. Otherwise, I'm kind of dark. There's too much work to do.
I say you're kind of pale.
Freckle, thank you.
until mid-June when we finally get that other game started. Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be so good.
There you go.
Pale
Wait,
for
what?
now, and then I'm
Wait,
gonna
what?
go
Other
into the
game?
sun, and it's gonna be red, and it's gonna be a good time.
Oh,
Me.
just my every Wednesday thing that I'm starting with.
Damn it! Always on days that I'm working.
I know. That's
Stupid new schedule and third shift.
I know. I thought of you, buddy.
I can't wait. So excited.
Fenway
I'm done.
Jones.
Well, hi. My name is Fenway Jones, also known as Fenway the Team DM on Twitter and at Jasper's Game Day on all of the social medias. We are done with our big Jasper's Game Day event. However, I have recently started a Patreon, and I am very excited about it because
yeah.
I'm going to be running once a month games and every other week games, and other, they get some patrons get to see new YouTube content before it goes on YouTube and all different fun things, plus entries into raffles at the end of the month for things like Die Hard Dice gift certificates. You can see all of that fun things on my link tree that's in my Twitter, plus, all my links to all the other stuff that I do. So, fun
Very
things.
Very nice. Super fun stuff. Yeah. The link to the Patreon is in your link tree.
Should be. If it's not, then I will
If not.
fix that.
Yeah, if not, fix it. Indeed. Very cool. Chris, what you doing up in the north?
Oh, just a little bit of everything, I suppose. So we're still doing our Badlands D&D stuff. So if you're looking for games, come look us up at badlandsdnd.com. We're getting into the final stretch of all of our stuff for the conference that we do over Labor Day weekend. So if you're in the neighborhood over Labor Day, come look us up. And doing all the fun stuff that I do over here on Maddie's channel whenever I can. So come find me here. And my link tree I just put in the chat. So if you're looking for anything that I do, there it is.
Very, very cool. Jeremy.
Hey everybody, I've been your resident emo anime stealth boy. I'm
Yeah,
here.
I nailed it when I said walking out of doors, didn't I? Boom.
You tried to.
Join me this Tuesday for the final episode of Season 3 of Call of Tuesday, where I get to go against the rest of the players because I have ascended to the avatar of Astro, the King in Yellow. So it's going to be really interesting. First time I've got to be the villain that wasn't run by a storyteller. So I've already told them that I'm bringing my A game and my better dice than these. You can also catch me in 2 games. I will be playing in a Call of Cthulhu game on Friday that may have ramifications from whatever happens in Tuesday night's game. Could bleed over into that, especially if I bring Cartography to the real world. And I will be playing a very special character in a very special Duval Dragons on Saturday. I will be playing Kai Rush, Zakria's son.
Ooh.
I'm
Dun
really
dun
excited for that.
dun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, let's see if another Duval Dragons party member can blow up some of the campaign.
Oh, I
Jess
got
did
this.
before,
I got this.
so.
I'm a time mage. I'm gonna blow it. I'm
Jess
Barry
has.
Allen it.
Fenway has. Maddie has. So
Wait,
Chris
when
is
did
up
I?
next. You fought Lavos.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oops.
We became one of the
Oops,
bridges,
nachos.
remember?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, just a Tarrasque fight, no big deal.
I
No.
forgot about that.
It's all
we just,
good.
We just
It's
became
all-
a bridge. We just became an ancient dragon. Whatever.
Whatever.
It's fine.
It's all in a
What?
day's work.
if anybody has any games that is not on the same week as Duval Dragons or the next season of Call of Tuesday, I'm definitely open to those 2 days.
Fuck yeah. Because this guy's the best. He's the best.
Yeah.
Except for Doors. Against Doors.
Doors are not my friend.
Doors, not today.
Not today. Not today, Devin. Not today.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And always super fucking excited to be here every other Sunday with all of you. And the fact that like this is 20 episodes in is still fucking bewildering to me. And keep it going, you know. Now this next 2 weeks are going to be pretty wild for me. So I actually think that it's an off week for the agency. So nothing on Monday, but Tuesday is our second episode of the Honey Heist that we're running over on the Amphitheater. The first episode was absolutely fucking bananas. Yeah, I'm playing a weirdly I tried to go Minnesota in, but he went like half Minnesota, half South African accent wise. You know, and he's a polar bear, so like it doesn't make any sense.
Oh
so
yeah, you do. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you Kofi Kingston it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what happened. So that's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday night, twitch.tv/the Amphitheater. Wednesday, I'll be in a one shot over on twitch.tv/Saber's channel. So excited to be back over there. Playing a game I've never played before. It's something mukbang, something Mordborg. Yeah, I totally blew that.
I heard you say something else.
Yeah, I said mukbang. That's what I said. I'm just gonna call
Mukbang,
it.
yeah.
So
Jacob's
whatever
just
the
gonna
fuck
have
that
a
is.
big old meal
Big old yep,
on
sure.
Twitch.
Wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've done on the internet. Right, exactly. So yeah, that's at 8 p.m. On the 26th. So that's Wednesday. So come on and hang out and play that. That's some post-apocalyptic stuff. It's gonna be really, really fun. I'm super looking forward to it. And then Friday, even though it's not announced yet, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So they're doing a charity stream for Nix, who's fairly well known in the TTRPG community. Playing some D&D over there sometime on Friday night. We'll see when that looks like. Pay attention to my Twitter. I'll post it when it's up. And then Saturday, as we've mentioned, doing some helping heart hands. So I'm running the game on Saturday afternoon, and then I'll be playing some vampire in Quinn's game, which I'm really excited about. I'll be reprising a character that Jeremy knows very well. My great grand uncle? Nope. Father? Nope. I don't remember. Anyway, it is my great grandfather. Yeah, I never forget. I was like, so Dad, I'm gonna play Nathaniel Brown. What, son? Never mind. It doesn't matter. That Granddad's a vampire. That's all you need to know. Okay, son. Yeah, so that'll be a good time. Yeah, there's other stuff as always. Follow me on the Twitters, and then I have a link tree as well on there too. So with that, as my brain decides to shut up for the evening, just remember that stop Asian hate, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and you are not a natural one. Have a good fucking night.
And free those fucks.
And the butts.
All the butts. Start the raid. We're going to Off the Tables. They're playing some TTRPGs.
Duval's in the chat.
Duval's in the chat, as per usual.
We go now.
Bye.
Toodles.
There we go.